Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lexi Rose, and today we're going to be doing another reading vlog. I'm also waiting for my glasses to turn back to normal, so that's why my glasses are a little bit more tinted. I have transition lenses, and I was just outside, so sorry if my eyes look a little darker. Anyway, so we're going to be doing a reading vlog today. I'm going to be reading some more of Ruthless Vows. I have a little bit of some books I like to show you that I got, and it's not that many. I'd also like to talk about my January reads because I realized that I never did my December or my January reads, at least I don't think. Let me look it up. Okay, it doesn't look like I did a November and December wrap up. Usually I would, but I don't, maybe it's because December was very busy for me, so I don't know why I would not have done it. Cause yeah, back in November, I did a September and October book wrap up. And then before that, I did a September through fall TBR, and it doesn't look like I did a wrap up after that. So in this video, I will add I will talk about some books that I read through December and January as well. Just because I don't know, I think I just forgot about that. I wanted to do it every 2 months, but just the end of December was super busy and I just forgot. There was family here and, it was just a lot. So we'll talk about that in this video. That's what we'll do. But yeah, I'm probably going to be late on my February wrap-ups when the time comes because I'm going on vacation at the end of February. So I will not be able to upload. So I might do the wrap-up a week before I go on vacation. It'll just depend. But yeah, I'm excited for this reading vlog. I have some of it. I already recorded some stuff earlier for it. It's gonna be fun. I enjoy doing these reading vlogs because they're very low stakes for me, and it's not that I don't like putting effort, but at the same time, it's oh, I can just record myself reading. Sounds easy enough, And I think that's all I have for the intro of this video. Let's just get into the video. Okay, so I am on chapter 28 of Ruthless Vows. I'm liking the book. I will be honest though, the pacing of the book is a little slower than the first book. However, I'm not really that mad about it because I feel like we're getting some information about the situation in this book. So I'm not at first, the first part of the book, right? That part, slow. I will be honest with you. But it didn't make me want to put the book down. It kind of just made me want to pick up after the slow parts. And I would argue that the end of part 2 is very interesting as well. And as of right now, we're kind of slowing down again, but obviously it's going to pick up eventually. But I do like this. As of right now, I think I'm going to rate it 4 stars. I rated the first book, Divine Rivals. I think I rated that 5 stars. That was a really good book. In my opinion, if Divine Rivals had not ended the way it did, I don't think that a second book would be necessary, but I do appreciate extra content, so you know. All right, next up, before I forget, I went to Barnes & Noble. I went to Barnes & Noble a week ago now. It was January 30th because it was the day that Crescent City 3 came out. I went to Barnes & Noble with my cousin and I picked up Hurricane Wars and Bloodmark, the Barnes & Noble exclusive. I didn't buy any more books just because I didn't feel like it, if I'm being honest. I'm trying to not buy as many books because I'm running out of room on my shelves. Like, I have my book cart, which has some, which obviously has books on it, but I don't know. I just like displaying books, and I don't know. I have to be very cautious about buying a lot of books so that I don't run out of space on my bookshelf. So anyway, but yeah, I bought those 2 books. I think I want to read Legendborn next, so I guess this was a perfect time to pick up Bloodmarks. Also, I could not find this paperback copy. I couldn't find it anywhere. Like I said, I live in a town where we don't have a Barnes & Noble. We have to drive like 30 minutes to go to an actual Barnes & Noble. And even then, you know, not everybody can do that. My cousin, and you know, sometimes she's busy, whatever. I don't drive, but I couldn't find the paperback edition. So I'm really glad that I ended up going to Barnes & Noble with her. Otherwise, I would not have been able to get it. So, yeah. Anyway, all right, next up. All right, sorry about that. I had to let my dog out. So let's talk about my January reads. Also, I will just say this right now. I don't know if I'm repeating myself with this, but I think I might have done a December wrap-up, but just a part of a vlog. So, but if I didn't, December reads, I read The Kiss Curse by, what's her name? Lindsay Sterling. I read Iron Flame. And I think that's it. What else did I read? I want to say I read one more book, but I didn't read that many books in November because of the fact that I read Iron Flame. I know that for a fact. Next up, I'm going to be talking about my January reads. And I will be honest, I feel like I read a lot this last month. And I think that's just because I read a lot more books on my Kindle than I usually would, right? Like, I usually, like, I don't know. I kind of have a thing where I tandem read, but I don't really count it as tandem reading because I'm reading on my Kindle when I have time, or when I just, you know, I'm just chilling on my phone or whatever, and then I read my books when I, you know, when I want to read my physical books. So it just varies, you know? But anyway, so as far as Kindle goes, all the books that I'm going to be listing are all Kindle Unlimited. So first off, we have The Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent, I think is her name, and it's the Lost Heart. What's the name of the series? I don't remember. Hold on. All right, it is the War of Lost Heart series, and I really liked that book. It was really long, and it was a very unique story. I rated it 4 stars on Goodreads. Like I said, I enjoyed it. It was a nice, like, I don't know, the story itself was very unique. Well, no, it wasn't unique, but the way the story went was very unique. Like, I didn't think that we were gonna go there. I didn't even know what this book was really about. I saw it on Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, why not? So I bought the series, which is The Daughter of No Worlds, Children of Fallen Gods, and then there's another one, but I don't know what the third one's called, but it doesn't matter. I want to read more books on my Kindle as of late, and I feel like the way I can do that is making time for it, because I feel like I'm so focused on my physical copies that I don't really think about the books on my Kindle. So, but yeah, I really like that book. Next up, we have The Deal with the Elf King by, who is it by? Elise Kova. That's her name. I remember that. And it is the Married to Magic series. And the first book essentially is this forced proximity, we need you type story. We have our girl, Luella is her name, and she is being forced to marry the Elf King for the good of the land. So this whole thing, I rated that 4 stars on Goodreads. I really liked that one. It was a really cute, it might on the surface, it seems like it's gonna be cheesy, but it's actually really not, and it kind of took a dark, sorry, I thought somebody was like behind me. It kind of took a dark turn. I don't know. It was not what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be kind of like grumpy man and, you know, happy woman. I don't know. It has a very much a Persephone and Hades situation. That was the first time I've ever read a forced marriage book, and I kind of I'm kind of liking that genre. I don't know. But it was good. I have the second one, which is the dance with the Fae Prince. That one's next. And then there's one where there's a vampire. I know that for a fact. And then the last two books that I read, again, I'm sorry about my transitions. I had to go outside and get my dog because she was outside and she refused to come in. So sorry that I have transitions now. So the last two books that I read on my Kindle were a part of a series, actually. So there is, it's called the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy, and it is a spin on the tale of King Midas, and we are following our girl Arin, who is literally gold, and he keeps her in a birdcage. Sounds like fun. And I read the first one, which is called Guild, and then the second one I just finished like a couple days ago, and the only reason I'm talking about it now is because I technically had been reading it on and off for a while, but I just recently finished it. The second one is called Glint, and then I have the third one in my library, which is Gleam, not Glow. Glow is the fourth one, and then the fifth one I think is Gold, and then there's Goldfinch. Anyway, the first book, for me, I rated it 4 stars, and the second book, I rated it 5 stars because I really love the second one. Honestly, the first one would have been 3 stars if the first one hadn't ended with a cliffhanger. Then I would have rated it 3 stars. But because it ended with this really interesting cliffhanger, I rated it 4 stars because it really did pick up after a minute. But anyway, I like the series. I'm gonna finish. I like the books. I'm gonna finish the series. I don't know if I'm like actually going to have like a set timeline, you know, when I want to read those books. I think those books are gonna be things that I just kind of read when I feel like it, you know? Not like have like with my physical books, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read Ruthless Vows, and then after that I'm gonna read this, and then after that I'm gonna read this. Whereas on my Kindle, I kind of just pick them up whenever I feel like it, you know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. All right, let's get into my physical books that I finished in January. So number one, let me grab it. Number one, we're starting off strong, Belladonna. This book is so good. I rated this 4 stars, I believe, on Goodreads. It's by Adeline Grace. It's about a girl named Signa. And it's essentially like a series of unfortunate events where you have those, it's this gothic fantasy situation. You have our girl Signa, who has this kind of unlucky streak. She's an orphan, so she keeps moving from guardian to guardian, and she also cannot die. She has basically cheated death her entire life. We don't know why, we don't know how, but that's not what the first book is about. The first book is really about the fact she goes to this family, and their daughter is sick, and the wife just died. And they're not sure how the daughter got sick, and they don't really know the whole situation behind the wife being sick. So Signa is essentially a detective, and she's kind of sniffing out who murdered the wife and who is making this child sick. Because yeah, this younger sister is sick. But yeah, I really like this book. It was very different from what I've read so far. It's a little bit more fairy tale-esque, and I really liked it. It's very gothic. It's got this murder mystery. It's got this romance subplot. She's a fun time. I will be honest with you. I really enjoyed her. All right. It is the next day. I did not finish my January reads at all. I stopped recording and I went to do other stuff, and I went to edit, and then I realized I never did the next part of the video. I also realized when I was putting my books away that I picked up the wrong book that I was going to show you. I picked up The Kiss Curse, and I think it's because I was talking about The Kiss Curse, because I was talking about my December reads. I also could just look up what my December reads was because I have my computer open. So let's just look real quick. Hold on. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. What am I doing? Okay, here we go. All right, so in December, I read The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I read The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. I think I said Lindsay Sterling in the video. It's Erin Sterling. And then I read Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. And technically, I read the last book of Inheritance Games, which is called The Final Gambit. Currently, right now, it is 8:30 in the morning. I I'm going to show you the rest of the books that I read. So I read Wicked Deep. Let me go grab the books, actually. Okay, I know for a fact that I talked about Belladonna because I'm actually looking at it right now on my computer because I'm editing. I'm out of breath because I went to go brush my hair because I was looking a little rough. Okay, so anyway, so let's talk about the books that I read for December. These are the last 2 books that I read. I have Wicked Deep. I rated this book 4 stars. This book is really good. I did not expect it to be as good as it was. It's not that I thought it was going to be bad, but I don't know. I don't know what I expected. And I actually knew nothing about this book. And I really like going into a book like that where I go in completely blind. That's kind of how I went into ACOTAR as well, because ACOTAR was the first series as an adult that I had ever read. Like, I went into ACOTAR not knowing that Rhys-San existed. But yeah, I really like this book. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. It would have been a 3-star book if there wasn't the twist. This book has a twist. This is like a witchy, small town, cursed town book. It's about 3 sisters who they were drowned. They were sentenced to death, and they were drowned like centuries ago. So every year on like the anniversary of their drowning, they possess teenage girls so they can lure in boys and drown the boys. It's a whole thing. And we're following our girl Penny, and there's a new boy in town. His name is Bo, and they're going to try to figure out how to stop it. So it was a good book. I liked her. Lastly, we have Hairfire. Now, I know I talked about this yesterday. I know there's a clip somewhere of me talking about this in my phone, in my Google Drive, but I can't find it, so I'm just going to put this one in. Anyway, I read Hairfire by Sarah J. Maas. Oh my god, she was so good. She was amazing. I really like this book. And I'll be honest, for me, this was the 4th book. For me in the series, it was the 4th book. Technically, it's the 3rd book. She is amazing. I really like the way the story is progressing, and I still don't really know what's going to happen. I think I love that kind of little unknown about the book, because I'm like, oh, you think the book is going to be kind of simple, not simple, but it's going to kind of wrap up and we're going to have some problems. But it's like some problems and then some. And it's so good. The writing, I really like Sarah J. Maas's writing. I really like the main character. I like the new characters that we get. This is also multiple point of view. So every other chapter or every chapter, there is a different point of view. And it all connects. Like, you know, we have Selena over here, we have Cole and Dorian over here, we have the new characters, and we have all these other characters, we have all these storylines. At first, it was a little hard to follow, to the point where I had to write down which characters were which, but I figured it out, and it was actually a good, fun book. Fun is not the right word, because the ending really got me, but it was a good book. I really like this book. This book was 5 stars for me. This is actually the only book of this month. Well, actually, no, it's the 2nd book of this month, of the month of January, that I rated 5 stars. I rated Glint 5 stars. I think I said that earlier. And then I rated this book 5 stars. Just because I loved it. And I know I'm going to love Queen of Shadows because I've heard everybody talking about Queen of Shadows, which is the 5th book. Technically, it's the 4th book if you don't count the first, if you don't count Assassin's Blade. But I read Assassin's Blade first, and then, Assassin's Blade, Sword of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Hairfire, and then Queen of Shadows. Not everybody reads it like that, but it's the way I read it because I was a first-time reader. So before we end this video, I would like to talk about the books that I would like to read for February, because, you know, I don't have like a set list. I kind of just pick books at random. Like, I don't have like a set TBR. I just kind of, when I get to it, I get to it. You know what I mean? There are probably about 5 books that I would really, really, really want to read for this month. So, number 1, Powerless by Lauren Roberts. The 2nd book, Reckless, I think is coming out, I don't know when it's, I want to say October, but I feel like that's wrong. But anyway, I would like to read Powerless. I would like to read Gothicana by Runex. I would like to read Foxglove by Adeline Grace, which is the 2nd book in the Belladonna series. And then there's also Wisteria is what it's called, which is the 3rd book. That one's not out yet. I think that comes out in September. I could be wrong about that. I would like to read, which one was it? I would like to read Caraval and or Once Upon a Broken Heart. I only have the 1st book for the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I have all the books of Caraval, so I might read Caraval first because I own those books. And I think I would like to read Assistant to the Villain. I've been putting that one off a lot. Like, every time I go try to read it, I end up being like, no, I don't want to read this yet. And I just keep putting it off. So I would like to read Assistant to the Villain very soon. And there's a second book coming out. It's called Apprentice to the Villain. That'll be fun to read. Yeah, I think that's all I have. I'm sorry this video was a little bit all over the place. I tried not to make it like that. I think it's because I don't really have a set format for these videos. I kind of just do this, you know, I kind of just go with what I think is the best format for reading vlogs like this. But yeah, I had fun with this video. I'm on chapter 28 of Ruthless Vows. I don't know how long the rest of Ruthless Vows is going to take me. Like I said, I'm only on chapter 28. I'm going to try to read some more today if I have time. I'm going to be hanging out with my cousin. I think we're going to Barnes & Noble, and I think we're going to Target. So I might pick up some more books. We'll see. I don't know. I'm trying to save money because I'm going on vacation, but I can't resist buying a good book. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe. You don't have to do any of those things. Just you being here is enough. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.